Good morning, amazing fans. It's your amazing kickoff show with Josh and Chris. Morning.
Doing a
Good
little
luck to all the
intro music
folks out
with
there
my mouth.
playing in. We have intro music?
I don't know if
Uh-oh.
that's actually coming through.
It's not, man. RTX voice is hardcore.
Stupid microphone.
But no, we should start rolling a little bit of intro music. Roll the theme song. Anyway, good luck to everybody out there. Championship week. We've got a little bit of loose ends to tie up here with some injury updates. Some starting lineup, asking for a friend, and a little bit of something on the Monday matchup there for you.
I got some friends that need to be asking.
Exactly. Otherwise, chime into chat. Let us know you're there. Let us know if you got some lineup questions. Let us know if you're playing in championship weekend. I guess that would be the only way you would have lineup questions. No, you could be playing in a losers consolidation bracket, like pretty much in every single league.
Let me open up the
Story of my
chat,
life,
y'all.
Josh, the champion of losers. Yep.
Or the loser of
just
should be
mediocrity.
champions?
It's like the 8-8 Cowboys, just banging my head against the wall year after year.
Is that what the Cowboys record is right now?
No, not even.
I was gonna say, I'm like, that doesn't sound
Well,
right
I
at
mean,
all, man.
kind of close, but no, it's not. It's not.
I was like 10 and 4
during the Garrett years.
5?
During the Garrett years, they went 8-8 like 3 years in a row.
Yeah, I never got that.
There was a 7-9 and a 9-7 somewhere in there to where Jason Garrett was like 500.
And then some 8 and 8s to
everything.
really balance it all out.
Yep, his whole career 500. Free throws, 50%. You know, 3-pointers, 50%. That's pretty good. That's really good actually.
Field goals, 50%.
I'm so bad at the internet. I can only Google 50%.
Third down conversions, 50%. Everything's just 50%. If you want mediocre, that's your
Look at this rookie quarterback here, Mr. Garrett, Coach Garrett. He's got a 78% completion percentage for his collegiate career.
Doesn't fit my play. Doesn't fit my playbook.
Sorry, that's way too high. It doesn't fit my play style. Sorry, Mr. Garrett. You're an upstanding human being and not a bad football coach, just not a great fit. Anyway.
And you look like Cletus Cassidy in the Madden games. Real thing.
Going off the rails, folks. I don't know where my notes are. I lost them. Okay, let's jump right into the injuries because, it's the...
Why don't we do the Monday thing for real quick?
You want to do the Monday thing? I got a little bit on the Monday matchup, unless you got a whole spiel.
You were supposed to do them.
I've got it. It's not anything too... what?
I was gonna say, just I'm like that'll give us a few more minutes just to kind of get some injury updates.
Sure.
Looking at you, James Conner.
Do the Browns at Steelers here. Najee. So I'm gonna cut to the chase. I pretty much talk about what?
2 guys?
2 Steelers and I guess 1.5 Browns. Najee's cap as the Steelers offense continues to struggle, of course, thanks to a subpar O-line and an aging quarterback who should have retired. But Najee and Deontay Harris are fine volume plays in the championship weekend. While the Browns are 10th best in surrendering fantasy points to running backs and 10th best in rushing yards surrendered, pretty good. Najee did post 26 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. Add in 3 for 3 catching all 3 of his targets for 29 yards the last time he played the Browns. So again, volume, he's fine. Top 24 back easily still for me, 3.5 stars. Deontay is the only other bright spot there. What did he do last time? Caught 6 of his 8 targets for 98 yards the last time he played the Browns. Yeah, nothing to sneeze at there. He's just a great possession receiver and doesn't get to go downfield because, his quarterback's arm is falling off. So I give Deontay 3 stars here again as a top 24 type of category. A little lower, obviously. On to the Browns and Nick Chubb. Steelers are giving up the 6th most fantasy points to running backs and the most rushing yards in the league. 5 stars for Nick Chubb because Kareem Hunt is off the COVID list but is unlikely to play because of the state of his ankle. I did not look into the receivers for the Browns. I don't think they've been doing anything because, Baker. Or the tight ends. Although, that's been a little weekly, depending on the week, on the matchup. A little darling for us. What's his face? Who do they have? Njoku and
It depends on if one of them's healthy, you play that one. If
Yeah,
all
right.
three of them, if two or more
The
of
one that
them
was in
are healthy,
Atlanta.
then you don't play any of them.
Hurst, right? From Atlanta. And then who's there? No, Hurst
No,
is still
Austin
in Atlanta.
Hooper. Austin
Austin.
Hooper.
What is it? Austin Hooper, Hunter Henry. I just yeah. And apparently
Hayden
Hayden Hurst
Hurst.
are the same person to me.
I believe it's the H's that's really tripping you up there, buddy.
Yep. I'm like this.
Too many H's.
Dyslexic.
You can't keep them stored in your brain.
Yeah, right. Speaking of dyslexia, did you know that there's dyslexia for numbers and math?
Yeah.
Apparently, it's just as common too. Crazy. I didn't know that. Makes a lot of sense, but I just never thought of it.
we're gonna be having some internet problems on my side of the street.
Am I
So
going
I might
crazy on
freeze
you?
at times. It's not the best.
Not the best. Where'd my webpage go?
Download speed
but-
great. Upload speed amazing. Download speed terrible.
Probably a lot of people home
Like-
streaming stuff.
Download speed is way lower than upload speed.
That doesn't seem right.
Nope.
Except-
I'm gonna run it again.
Unless you're talking about traffic, because traffic is usually download.
But if it was as bad as they say it was, you would be able to hear or see me. Like, I don't know. There's something wrong with this test or something.
Speed test is just it's like, what do we say? PFF? It's like PFF for internet speed. It's okay to look at.
Subjective or whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah. Gives you an
It
idea.
shouldn't be, but it is. That's your
So I got a
matchup.
thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I was reading earlier today that it easily could be the last game in Seattle for the duo of Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, right?
Both
Alluding that
gonna be
one or both of them could be gone. Probably, well, it's probably one or the other. And Russell Wilson, if you remember, has a no trade clause. Here's the teams that he said he wanted to go to, and I know you know one of them: the Bears, the Raiders, the Saints, and the Cowboys.
I would think
Who
the
of those teams are
Saints,
not trading for Russell
because
Wilson?
the coach, I think he'd love to play for Sean Payton. I think the Cowboys, because now this was wasn't it before the year started? This particular list that he listed.
Yeah, but
So we
they
didn't
were
know
just
Dallas-
reiterating in this article I read.
Sure. So we didn't know Dallas was going to be great on defense. Honestly, we were just hoping they'd be mediocre and have a great offense, right? So I'm sure he was looking at. I don't know. I guess he likes the makeup of the team, and Chicago must be the defense. I guess the coach.
I don't know. The Chicago
Why
thing was weird, and you could maybe still think that like
At least the
like
Raiders is
maybe he
kinda
would want to
close
go to
Seattle.
Chicago still, but like I don't think Chicago's interested. I think they like Justin Fields and they've spent NFL money on getting Justin Fields.
I would tend to agree, but it's not. It wouldn't be unprecedented for a team to be like, "Oh, we just spent a pick on this kid.
We'll give you Justin Fields and here's a little bit extra for Russell
What could probably
Wilson.
buy us a Super Bowl, maybe. Like, I mean, I understand Wilson hasn't been great this season, but it'd be hard to say
It's
no
been
to
injury and it's been bad play calling too. But okay, so here's my thing. Why not why not expand that to like Denver, man? Like you got a great defense. Offensive line isn't that great, but you have good weapons around you. I mean,
I was going to make a reference about the Raiders being relatively close to West Coast, Seattle. I understand it's literally not on the coast, but you know what I'm saying?
that was the
West.
one
It's
that
still the West.
really like.
But Denver makes
that one
more
was
sense.
Yeah, but that one, the Raiders was the one that I was like, why?
Money, marketability, which doesn't seem like him, honestly. Like, it doesn't seem like he'd be a guy like, ooh, Vegas. Wow, I could be all over the strip club.
Oh yeah, I
billboards
was
or something. I don't know.
They were still in Oakland. I was thinking they were still in
it is
Oakland.
Vegas. It is Vegas. That is on the coast, I believe, but not Vegas. But that side of the country. But again, going back to your point about Denver, again, west-ish. Gosh, that makes a ton of sense to me. Has nobody at quarterback. Wide open door. And it's weird. It happens like that, about a decade apart? Because Peyton Manning, when he did the same thing.
Yeah, they've been, ever since Peyton left, they've been just spinning their tires.
Yeah. Brady went
They were
east,
before Peyton got there, too. So, I don't know. I think Mr. John Elway
Conference
needs to
sometimes has
go
a lot
find
to
a
do
way.
with it. Some folks don't like to change conference. Obviously, Brady changed conferences. Manning didn't.
AFC is a different conference. Manning wanted to stay in the AFC because he didn't want to. He didn't want to go up. Want to be a direct stop from Eli reaching a Super Bowl.
Yep,
That's
I
the
remember hearing
rumor
that.
on it.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember hearing that same thing. Yep. But we
Like
can't.
he
We're not in
didn't want to
Russell's
go to the
mind, so
Cowboys and then play his brother all the time. That sort of thing. That
yeah.
was just using that team as example. But
I think from a fantasy perspective, wherever he does go, if in fact this is, ends up
not a
happening,
bunch of
rumors, yeah.
poppycock.
Gosh, for fantasy, I just hope whichever team that is, be it Raiders. I mean, Raiders throw quite a bit, but just throw a lot. Let him cook. Let him. I'm not talking 50 times, 60 times every game, but don't go to a guy that's a defensive coach who drafts a bunch of defense, throws you some scraps at wide receiver every now and then, and puts I almost did it. Puts linebackers at offensive line or whatever he does. He takes defensive lineman. That's what it's. Carroll's like famous for like, what? We don't have enough O linemen to like play a game. Just move this guy. We did that 2 years ago, Pete. I don't care. I'm Pete Carroll. I do what I want. It's just so boring. I'm over it.
Yep. They're saying that Matt Rule is potentially on the chopping block, and hey Moose, what's up, man? Happy New Year to you as well.
Shut up. My apologies, y'all.
I just saw it, and yeah. Anyways, that's all I will. Like, I just thought it was interesting that I'm like the Raiders, like what? I didn't
of all of them.
I really don't get that
even more
choice.
than the Bears. That one really. Oopsie. Even more so than the Bears.
The Saints was a little
perplexes me.
Was a little like, what's there in the Saints for Russell Wilson other than Alvin Kamara?
Maybe a healthy
An
Michael
okay
Thomas.
offensive line and no absolutely no passing. I mean, I guess you could say if you get Russell Wilson, then maybe you're going to open up the idea to you can get more wide receiver talent to sign with you.
I think more coaches should do well when they can, because it's not always possible with personnel. But like Sean Payton, yeah, he's having a bad year. The team's having a bad year. They have no quarterback, but he coaches to his personnel, and his personnel's not great right now. So I think he's probably wringing every bit of wins that he can get out of that roster right now. Now go back, really, it's more like 15, 20 years total of like they used to throw a bunch, remember? I mean, Drew Brees has all the records for a reason. And then as they started evolving and Drew Brees started being less of a focal point, it was the running attack and Mark Ingram and Kamara and Murray.
The Saints are still in salary cap hell too. And they
Brees, that's probably coming for fruition soon, I would hope. Maybe even this offseason. But I think
I think they have another year of salary cap hell.
I mean, I think you literally just plug in Russell Wilson to the Saints. You have Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. You instantly buy more offense. You instantly buy more throws. It helps the running game. You probably win a couple more games. But yes, it'd be nice to get Michael Thomas. You get Michael Thomas back. Couple year window there of a great defense. Yeah, they struggled a little this year, but perennially they tend to solve their problems on defense. Let's put it that way.
What do you got for injuries? Let's move along to that. Assuming we don't.
Injuries. Not too bad. I mean, a lot of COVID stuff, but it's not very wordy. I'll put it that way. Kirk Cousins is out with COVID. Sean Mannion will be the starter for the Vikings. As Josh mentioned at the top of the show, Carson Wentz needed one more symptom check this morning to play, and he did receive that, and he did pass that. So he is going to start for the Indianapolis Colts at quarterback. Elijah Mitchell, questionable with a foot injury, is expected to play. Jimmy G, thumb, not expected to play.
Don't care.
I almost said Josh Gordon. Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams. Gordon with a thumb, Javonte with a knee, both are expected to play. Conklin, tight end for the Vikings, hamstring. He is expected to play. Cam Akers will not play. Achilles.
Wonder Tech, what's up, man? Wonder
Tech
rejoining us in the brand new year.
Happy New Year, Mister. Mr. Tech.
New Year's resolution to tune into the stream more often. It's a terrible New Year's resolution.
We've all been busy and lazy and gosh,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
I haven't streamed forever. For hardware, that is.
Crazy. Dude, I've been busy as hell.
Okay,
Took 2 weeks off
but
from work and
Josh
I'm
is
still
lazy.
busy.
No, I'm just saying.
Oh no, I'm still a fat.
I haven't
lazy
taken the
sack of
opportunity
crap,
to tune as many streams as I'd like. Plus, a lot of people taking holidays off, I'm sure. Anyway, where were we? Akers. Mike Evans has a hamstring injury. He's expected to play. Cortland Sutton was cleared to travel with the team with the expectation of playing today. I'll need an update on that. We will need an update on that before I finish up.
Didn't see anything. I looked like a little bit ago and I didn't see anything on him. I'll look again.
It's looking positive, but as in positive that he'll play, not as in his test results. Sorry. New Year's resolution, don't get COVID again. Uh-oh. I'm sorry that happened to you, dude. Bo, you're still here. Hopefully you're feeling better.
Oh, wow.
Just been a lot of, sad news going around, and hoping you're feeling great, man. Sutton we did. Antonio Gibson is out with COVID. Jarrett Patterson might be a name to look into there as just a running back with a pulse for the Washington football team. I know they're bad, but he's the guy up behind Gibson. CEH, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is out. I don't have an injury designation. My apologies. Same with Aguilar. Nelson Aguilar is out. Jared Cook, tight end,
is shoulder.
Okay. Jared Cook is out with COVID. Tight end. Where is he now? San Diego.
Okay.
I'm sorry. LA. My bad. Chargers. Jerry Jeudy and Bradley Chubb for the Broncos are placed on the reserve COVID list. Antonio Brown, quote, tweaked his ankle but should play. Lamar, ankle, is out. All indications were he was not going to play, but I have not seen confirmation.
Lamar Jackson?
Yeah. Is he out? Yeah, I think it's Huntley again.
Different.
DeAndre Swift is in. Cam Akers is unlikely to play. Josh, you'd mentioned a little bit about some negative opinion on Michael Carter. It looks like Tevin Coleman was placed on COVID list 3 days ago. He could still be cleared. I don't have any update on that, but it is Tevin Coleman, and who cares? List of players activated off.
Yeah, no.
Oh, that's right. He's playing Tampa. Carter's playing Tampa.
That's what it like. I remember.
I forgot. Yep,
I seem to remember this not being a very good matchup, of why I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right.
Good point. List of players activated off COVID list: Dalvin Cook, Quentin Nelson, guard for the Colts, Taysom Hill, quarterback for the Saints, Brandon Cooks, receiver, Ramondre Stevenson, MVS being Marquez with a Q, right? Marquez Valdez-Scantling. Did it. Yay. Beasley and Gabe Davis, receivers for the Bills, were also activated off the COVID list. Darren Waller was placed on IR. His season is over. Kelsey came off the COVID list like 3 days ago. He should be fine, assuming just because he's back on it now. Yeah, no, I hope not. I just think he needed a not last minute check, but he should have cleared it this morning. Let's put it that way. Adam Thielen had season-ending ankle surgery. Drew Lock is starting for the Broncos today because Teddy is out with concussion. Bruce Arians tested positive for COVID. No updates, so nothing. No bad news is probably good news for Mr. Arians. He is well into his 60s, I believe, so just wanted to mention that.
And survived cancer, and he's overweight. So none of these things are really going great for him.
True, but I haven't had any bad updates to this point, so that's probably good news. And that's all my injury updates, folks.
All right, Chris, I got a lot of asking for friends here. It's for
Oh.
all the marbles. All the marbles. Oh, this in Dynasty, of course. I'm not asking for a friend. This is straight up for me. There's no lying here. This is all for this guy. Josh needs a Dynasty Rookie Year championship. I am sort of rubbing this in your face. Darrell Williams against the Bengals, yay or nay? This is also a good. That's a real good, like a real life question too, for a lot of players.
I'd like to avoid the Bengals
since
defense
isn't
if
playing.
I can. Off the top of my head, Bengals have been playing good defense. I'm not sure if both sides of the ball or not, but I'm going to try and steer clear if I have a better option.
Okay, assuming James Conner doesn't play, pick 2 out of these 4. Chase Edmonds, Sony Michel, Elijah Mitchell, Earl Williams. Yeah, that's not great, but hey, I've gotten to the championship with these
What was that fourth
schmoes.
one? What was that fourth one?
Daryl Williams for the
Oh, right.
Chiefs
Okay.
was
Makes
the
sense. No, I think and you said pick 3 or 2?
2.
Dang.
2 out of the 4.
Daryl Williams is out. Sony
Yeah.
and I think it was the first 2. Sony and I'm sorry, who else was it?
Chase Edmonds and James
Yeah,
Conner.
I think you got to play
Doesn't
Edmonds and Sony.
against Dallas
And
and Sony against Baltimore, or Elijah Mitchell versus Houston.
Shoot.
I think your tune.
Man.
I think
I'm
your
going.
tune is
I'm
about
going
to
Elijah
change
then
here.
Sony. I'm going Elijah then Sony's so hot right now.
Here's the thing about, and I have a thing. You kind of just blasted through all these injuries. You skipped over Paris Campbell, who looks like he might play this week, wide receiver for the Colts. Interesting.
Nobody cares.
I'm interested in what like maybe he can come out and be healthy and be a productive member of this team for once in his life.
Something to keep an eye on.
Yeah. Well, just yeah. Wow, that I didn't spell that right. This is Pro Football Focus, and this is on James Conner coming back from injuries. Obviously, this is with the Steelers, and last year and the year before, the Steelers' run game wasn't all that great. Some of it was due to Conner's injury, but it's a fun little tidbit. Conner's injury, like I said, this is from Pro Football Network. Conner's injury and fantasy outlook in Week 17 is concerning for 3 reasons. First, he missed games due to injury in the second half of each season of his career, dating back to 2017. Well, we all know that. In the 5 games when he's returned to the field after an injury absence, he's averaged only 9.9 fantasy points. In each of these contests, he was unquestioned lead back. Simply put, his track record returning from injury at minimum is concerning. The other 2 reasons were all that valid. But yeah.
I would say 2 things. Number 1, yeah, it's concerning. I understand why they put it the way they put it. Absolutely. But on the other hand, he got a huge break at the beginning of the season. I say beginning. I'd have to look at the game's log. But while he was playing, he was sharing a lot of time. And really, Edmonds was kind of, I don't know, especially beginning, early season. It was kind of Edmonds was the guy, and Conner was just.
I think their point is that even though he's kind of, A, he doesn't do well coming back from injury, and B, the article does kind of go on to say that he will be splitting time with Chase Edmonds likely. So therefore, you probably shouldn't start. They don't say don't start him, but yeah.
Well, I think their point is anytime he comes back from injury, he's unreliable because he's a guy that gets hurt and doesn't bounce back.
He comes
easily.
back probably comes back a little too early from injury and doesn't get
and the contrary to that is
100%
that
healthy.
He's been managed this year, as opposed he hadn't been a 1A. Yes, for 4 weeks. 4 weeks, he was a 1A,
something like
if
that.
you will. So
that was a great trade I made, by the way.
That was in the middle of the season, so it's like, just I don't think it's as black and white as they're kind of trying to make it sound. But having said that, especially if you're talking about a 10 or 12 team redraft, you probably got other guys. And in your specific case, you were getting a backfield sewn up anyway. So, which is different in Dynasty. We all understand that.
I'm also not trying to play Chase Edmonds and James Conner at the same time.
Exactly. It is Dallas. So, but you don't have a whole lot of choices. Are you glaring at me or did you freeze? Jeez, you're
Yeah, I'm just glaring at you.
Why? Because I played 2 running backs from the same team, and it had absolutely nothing to do with me losing. Yep. Okay. Cool.
It certainly didn't help you win.
Yep. And now, folks, we have changed the name of the show to Josh's Amazing Fantasy Teams. Let's all give him a round of applause for being an amazing fantasy football player, because we all really care that much about it.
No, we don't.
Exactly.
Here we go. Here's another thing. Start Foster Moreau against Indy over Tyler Lockett or Odell Beckham. I know you hate Odell Beckham, but
No, I might go Beckham on that, actually.
Yeah.
Where's the Rams playing again? I'm sorry. We talked about it with Sony. I've got the schedule up over here.
Baltimore.
They're horrible against
Baltimore.
the pass.
Good run defense. Bad
Great run defense. It's like it's like a seesaw, man. It's so bad. I just looked at it today. Yep. I'm going Beckham. Faux show.
Did you say that Jimmy Garoppolo was doubtful and that it's probably going to be Trey Lance? I don't think you did.
I think it's done. Oh, no, I didn't. How did I not say it? Yeah, I said not expected to play. Jimmy G is not expected to play. I didn't say anything about Lance
my
because
bad.
I figured most folks could figure it out. It might be worth taking a look at it. Didn't he start one other time? And then, of course, played a little bit in a
Yeah, he was
non-start.
terrible.
Yeah,
Freaking
exactly.
terrible.
Was it a start, though? Did he end up getting... Yeah, I think it was. Second start. I think it's a second start. So, hey, want to take a look at it. Congrats, Josh, says WonderTech.
Thanks, buddy.
After he says not salty at all.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, WonderTech, he's about to win a Dynasty League
what?
that I've been
What?
trying to...
No, that is not a foregone conclusion at all.
Who are you playing, Keith?
Keith has some great matchups this week.
No, you're going to win.
I hope so, but I'm not
guaranteeing a victory for you.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna lose. That's fine. I'm willing.
Have you
to swear
ever
up to that
seen
one.
the influence that my luck has on fantasy football, Josh? So
Yeah, that's why you're picking me. That means I'm gonna lose.
The worst thing that could pretty much happen to me in my fantasy football life is happening to me this weekend. I know this truth to be true. Well, outside of, I guess, literally losing to you in the championship game, that would be a step above. That's fine. That's fine. But you're losing,
and just destroying you too. Like you score like 50 points, and I score like 175.
Yeah, I got absolutely annihilated. And
you go,
I don't know if it's
you pick
better
up both your girls, you hold them, and you're just
I saw that WonderTech.
Girls, I wanna just tell you I love you and that your dad's a loser.
It's more the context of the loss. It's not even so much the context of the loss. It's the loss within the context of the league.
Oh, nice, WonderTech. Good job. ZTT champion.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris, how'd you do in that league?
Just middle of the road, like every other redraft league.
Oh, really? I thought we're at one point, weren't you like really bad in that league?
I was.
Let me rephrase that. A bad record.
500. Oh yeah, for sure. No, I was about 2 games below 500 at one point. I think off the top. Of my
weren't you like
head.
Scoring a bunch of points, but you
so
were just?
I'm 7-8. I'm sorry. Let me just go down a quick list. 7-8 in Superflex, playing. I think for the winning the consolation bracket, if I'm not mistaken. You referenced ZTT. Let's go to that next, real quick. Sorry, folks, won't take long. Really. Oh, he's saying something about it. Chris has to sit on an inflatable donut pillow now. You wrecked him.
I wrecked him all season long in multiple leagues. That is
the scores. I don't know about all the scores being that crazy. To be fair, 7-7 in ZTT. I think I'm playing Shauner again for the best loser in that league, and then Sleeper or Friends with Benefits. I have no idea, honestly. I'm 7-7. We were done last week, so I don't know. I ended up 6th at 7-7. So, like I said, right down the middle, 7 or 8 wins. Playing in the losers brackets. Other than Dynasty, where I made it to the playoffs. What's that?
Lost to my freaking boss. I really wanted to.
Didn't you win that league? Him.
Friends with Benefits? No, the boss did. I was joking with ZC about changing the scores, and then like when I went in on like last Monday and just be like, "Oh man, I'm sorry to beat you," and be like, "What? No, I thought I won," and that way it looked like I did, and then change it back. But man, I really don't want to open up that can of worms of adjusting scores. I've never had to in any league, and I don't want to start now.
Is he Finkel's laces out? Finkel's laces out. Is that him?
Yeah.
Okay. This Sleeper is just. I don't even.
How did we end up with two?
I found it. I found it. I had to click on this little icon in the one corner of this one panel, right there, that looked like a playoff bracket, and I actually got the playoff bracket. Otherwise, it says standing. That has you at 1, which is not correct, as you said. Championship. Yes, you lost by several points.
To say the least.
I was 8. Oh, I'm sorry. No, 17. 18 points. I was doing math wrong. Apparently,
I thought it was more.
Math.
Oh, that was in Superflex to Keith. Yeah.
Yep.
Got taken behind the woodshed. Keith really gave me the business that week.
That's even more part of the insult to injury for me. Is you get to beat Keith. I'd love to beat Keith. I'd love to play Keith in championship game and beat him. He was my biggest rivalry till you showed up. In which case, I was like Josh is my rivalry because Josh is Josh, but Josh is my rivalry because his team stinks in Dynasty, and
I am the reason why rivalries start. I incite them. And while rivalries naturally just form over, like geographical or ideological differences, I actually incite the rivalries. It's not anything like that. I just talk a lot of trash.
People just ended up third.
I'm a very naturally hated person. Let's put it that way.
Right.
And I bring it along upon myself.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it. I'm not crying about it or anything. What is the channel you don't get? CBS or Fox?
CBS, the better one.
Oh, so you can watch the Cowboys game today, probably.
Because it's on Fox in 720p. That's fine. I'm just being funny. It's actually kind of dumb how much capability they have over the airwaves now. Like the fact that you're a major network. Come on now. They're the only ones I think.
They're talking about the digital air broadcast that they're going to be doing is maybe getting bumped up to close to 4K now.
Oh, it is.
Not now, but that's what they're moving towards.
Some cities already have it now. Now, whether or not
really
said channel/network is broadcasting in 4K. No, they are not broadcasting 4K. However, the capability is there in some major cities already. Chicago's getting worked on right now. I get the acronym wrong, but it's ATSC 2.0 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It is, yeah.
They tried to skip a generation or something. They're like, no, let's just move to 4K.
Well, they went from 1.0 to, I'm sorry, 2.0, 3.0, whatever. They skipped a 0.0. 720p, oof. Yeah, exactly. Fox is still on 720p. So,
yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do, through satellite and that's just how they stream their signal. I guess it's dumb as hell.
Well, it's because of the streaming age. We're all kind of tuned into at least HD, if not 4K, because Netflix and this and that. But if you think about broadcast, we're not that far removed from 720p being pretty good, actually. Like a decade. And I don't know. Infrastructure is hard to
watch
move.
it. It's fine. It's just I'm just is my internet? What's going on here? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's Fox.
Mm-hmm. Gotta watch it on my TV that I mounted the other day. Yeah. Yesterday.
Yeah.
So that's been fun. It's a little higher than I wanted. You'd probably love it. And the seat I'm using is a little low, so that adds to it. But I really couldn't come down anymore. I almost rehung it, bracket and everything, but it's right on a stud with an electric box. An electric box has these things that kind of extend down the stud past the box that are metal. So in my first attempt of my 4 holes, one of the bottom corner holes was hitting metal. I'm like, uh-oh. So I had to kind of blow everything up, I don't know, less than an inch, I think. Maybe half an inch. And
why didn't you just drill through the metal?
Because I don't have a drill strong enough to drill through metal. I'd rather not mount my TV.
Oh, a drill bit.
Huh?
It's just a drill bit.
Oh, well, no, I didn't want to go through metal. Of an electrical box.
Was it the actual electrical box?
Yes. Well, not literally. I'm not hitting the box. I know I'm hitting the stud, but the box has that kind of a flap that, you nail and screw into the stud before the drywall's up.
That.
Well, it wasn't going well, and I wasn't trying to break something.
Just get a drill bit, dude. Drill a hole, then put your screw in. Well, there's a will, there's a way, Chris. And when Josh wants to put something somewhere
through something that's grounded, the box is what's grounded. That's the ground. The conduit and the box is the ground.
Okay.
So I'd rather not have my TV metal TV mount be, have anything having to do with the ground.
It goes to plastic and,
It's true. But it is an electronic device. Or should I say the metal of the mount is connected to an electronic device. You're probably right, but why drill through metal? I'm not drilling through metal.
Because you can.
It's a bad recommendation.
And also,
I'm not listening to you.
You know what? I'm just... All right. Sorry, I get pretty gung ho about something sometimes.
I know you would think you're right about everything. It's okay. No reason to go down that path.
No. I just get real gung ho about things sometimes. I'm like, no, this is going to happen.
Yeah, it's fine. Look at it. It's fine.
And so I'm like, where's my drill bit at? Here it is. Yeah, I like my TV. I like
Yeah,
my
Josh
TV
will come over
high.
and
Like,
drill it for you, little guy. Yeah, I'm not as little as you might think, buddy. Ha ha.
for someone who brags about their size, it makes me think that you're probably not as big as you say you are.
Yeah, because I'm
Just
the kind of guy who
saying.
brags about his size, Josh. Sure.
I do. I brag about being small.
You see what he did there,
Everyone's
folks? He's
Edwards, and maybe it's a
trying to make.
disproportionate thing because I'm just really fat and
Just hit it with a
Anyways.
hammer. Just hit it with a hammer. Wonder Tech says.
Well, I mean, you could do that too. You take a nail and you take a
I
hammer.
like
and
it.
you just,
I like
you,
how
and
his
then
comment showed up, and I read it right as you were talking about downstairs, and he was talking about hitting the TV, of course. No, it looks good.
no, not
And
TV.
to get to aesthetically close that gap a little bit on the bottom. The center channel that goes with my bookshelf speakers is a bit of a bigger center channel. Like it's over 7 inches high. So I needed a little room down there. Oh, and I'm thinking about putting my receiver in like a network rack in my room back there, like completely hiding everything. We'll see down the road somewhere. You have anything else fantasy related?
I don't know, man.
Looking at any Twitter rumors or anything?
What was I gonna? Quick. Like, what's some? Are there any people that you're trying to look at? Oh shoot.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, no, that's fine. I just closed a tab that I didn't want to close. Are there any players in Dynasty that you're looking at? Trying
Oh,
to
right. We did talk
acquire?
about that off air. Like, we are going to look at that. Oh, gosh. We also kind of touched on it briefly earlier in the show about Russell Wilson maybe moving teams. I think that's kind of first place my mind goes in terms of any quarterback musical chairs, being decided. That is always a huge kind of influence on fantasy weapons. I mean, you take a Russell Wilson.
Here's an idea.
You put him
Russell
in
Wilson
Raiders.
Going to East Coast, maybe the Carolina Panthers.
I love it. I don't think the cupboard is bare at receiver. I'm a little biased because I have a couple
Their
of guys
offensive line
on.
is terrible, but
Yeah, well, I mean, we're trying to find the best situation, not a ready-made perfect situation. Like those don't usually come along. Tampa, maybe for Brady a couple years ago, but yeah. So I would say big quarterback names being moved. That's a great place to find some fantasy gold. I'm sorry, dynasty gold in terms of their overall outlook going up dramatically. But if I want to narrow down to maybe some specific players without going, to the top, like, oh, Jonathan Taylor's got a really good outlook or something dumb like that.
No, just some guys like, okay, so here's an example, and I tried to do it
Akers,
this in
maybe?
season.
Mm-hmm.
No, Keithan won't give him up for anything.
Oh, you're talking about targeting for trade. I misunderstood the original comment. Go ahead.
Yeah. Here's a guy I tried to acquire, Marlon Mack, because I don't think he wants to stay with the Colts, and I don't think Colts really have a reason to keep him around after this year. If the Colts want more depth at running back, they can draft someone in the late rounds in the draft. Like they don't need to carry a veteran running back.
Yeah.
And Marlon Mack's contract's up, and there's no reason to keep him. Jonathan Taylor proved that. So I was trying to acquire Marlon Mack because what if he ends up going to
the Rams or something?
Yeah, probably not the Rams. I was thinking more boy, I had some teams in mind, and now I don't remember what they were.
Now I will say Henderson for the Rams did go out with injury towards the end of the year. I don't think it was major or anything. And it's not like Sony's not a replaceable guy. I'm just at the beginning of the year when Akers first went down, you and I suppose, were like Mack would be great for the Rams. But things have changed a bit. Maybe to your point.
Maybe if no, they probably
assuming they get Akers back. I'm sorry, they are getting Akers back today. Yeah, assuming Akers is fine moving forward, then yeah, you're right. Mack is not a fit at all. Because you also have Sony.
I think Mack wants to go somewhere where he gets the chance at
where he gets to start.
And if not start, get significant playing time. Or
What was his
somewhere that
place?
they have like a smaller back and they need more of a bigger guy. That'd be Marlon Mack for you. But anyways, Marlon Mack, just on a speculation, I thought I was trying to get him on the cheap, just like long term outlook. So like that was a name. Um, constantly was trying to acquire Nick Chubb this season. That manager was not having that. I kind of gave up after like the second or third attempt. I was just like, you're asking way too much, and no.
I wouldn't send the offer now, but what about Sony? Meaning maybe the Sony manager is like, well, Akers
That's
is
me.
coming back, next year. Like, would the Sony manager be more likely to part with him because what does he have? A backup running back now? I mean, he's been good, and I'm the one singing his praises to kind of play him the last couple of weeks. But
Yeah, I don't know what his contract situation is either.
I have no idea either.
Because
I'm just saying,
the
I
Rams
think
acquired him in trade, so
good point. He could be done. I guess that's what I'm getting at is he's shown us something. Put him in a decent team, if not good team. He could be a pretty good running back. But maybe you catch the Sony manager willing to part with him for less. Is it worth it though? I don't know. It's a wild card. I think it's a wild card play. Who knows where he could end up?
yeah. I mean, he has played well.
Sure has.
The Rams have him for a couple more years, and I think that they would probably part with Henderson before Michelle.
At this point, if you asked him right now, I agree with you. Yep. So that makes it a little bit more of a more valuable. Yeah. So maybe you can't find a deal on him.
Still on his rookie contract for at least this year. All these numbers are scratched out for 2022. I don't know why.
Oh, we didn't ever answer Wonder Tech's first question. Hurts or Mahomes for Wonder Tech, his weekly quarterback quandary. Oh, it's okay. And then I'll tackle the defense one, but I do need a little help from schedule here. Bears, Seahawks, Giants, or Cowboys D this week. I don't know about.
God damn. I'm probably going
Giants and Eagles, right?
Probably going
Eagles and
Chiefs.
Washington.
Mahomes and that one then.
I don't think you should ever play the Seahawks defense. Who are they playing? Lions. Yeah, I'm not playing Seahawks defense. I don't care.
The Lions.
With
Tim Boyle at quarterback? That I'm almost positive you didn't say that.
I'm gonna go Cowboys. Bias be damn. I don't care. I think.
Of
course
Cowboys, you are.
I think of those 4 teams listed, Cowboys absolutely have the best chance of getting 1 or 2 turnovers. Takeaways,
I'm
should I
going
say?
Bears against the Giants.
That's probably the chalk play.
Not Seahawks. And
Cowboys
against the Cardinals.
Oh yeah.
I know there's no DeAndre Hopkins, but
and there's no Hopkins.
What if the Cardinals come out with a point explosion? Then your defense is nothing.
Yeah, I think I'll take a defense getting sacks and interceptions every week. Bars in the tub, full PPR, have to bench 1. Rojo, Damian Harris, Darrell Williams, or Zeke. Thanks. Darrell Williams. Who's Rojo playing?
Zeke.
I don't hate that either. Who's Rojo playing? Tampa Bay.
The Jets.
Ooh, yeah, so we got to leave him in there.
New England is playing the Jaguars, and Darrell Williams is playing Cincy, while Zeke is playing the Cardinals. So I will go with Zeke taking the bench.
I'll go Darrell Williams.
I'm going to go Gerald Everett in his
a red zone touchdown. Oh, we got another one. Yep.
I get the Zeke thing is a little controversial. I'm not trying to do it to be contrarian to your opinion. Like Zeke is probably the better. He has the marquee name. Let's put it that way. So it's going to be hard to say Zeke. I don't like what Zeke's been doing this year, man. And yeah, I'm going Darrell Williams.
Still a top 12 running back. Zeke is.
Based on what he did at the beginning of the season.
No, like he's literally a top 12 running
Anyways.
back. Oh, based on what he did at the beginning of the season. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't been great, but he's not Darrell Williams versus the Bengals.
His next question is Fant or Gerald Everett? And I'm saying Gerald Everett because Noah Fant has been the Pitts and not Kyle Pitts. And Gerald Everett has actually been very consistent. He's been averaging like 8 or 9 fantasy points per game over the last since the Seattle's
Since
bye week, I
since
believe.
DK's been awful.
No,
Like
since
kind of
Russell's been
coincides.
awful, actually. Actually, since
Oh,
this time, and what's his face came in to fill in for him. It's literally like 8 or 9 points per game. For Everett has a couple of duds in there, but he also has some big ones. But a lot of it's just like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You know, like somewhere in that range. Some outliers, some on the high end and the low end. But yeah, it's Gerald Everett for sure. Fans been god awful.
bars in the tuck. Yeah, no, don't get cute with the Zeke and Pollard thing, especially given that you'd have to take out Rojo or Damian Harris in that particular example. I'm very high on Harris and Rojo this week. Me and Josh are just slightly different on the Darrell Williams or Zeke thing. But no, don't get cute with Pollard there. I mean, if you like Pollard better than Zeke this week, fine. I'm not gonna go down that path. That's up to you. You know, I don't. I'm just saying. I ranked them both. I think I ranked Pollard like a flexy kind of guy, and then Zeke more of like
I thought it was lower than that.
Yeah, I think it's 2.75. 3 stars for me is right at flex, so 2.75 is like he's a flex, but not one of my favorite flexes. So yeah, kind of like you said. Yeah, so we addressed that. Wonder Tech was talking about the question when he said Cowboys versus Arizona. Arizona defense hasn't been that great. Not lately.
It's true. I was gonna say that there is
not
that
scared
the Arizona's run defense was really good earlier in the season and has kind of tapered off a lot lately. Jonathan Taylor really took him. No, that's a joke. But yeah, pretty much ever since that Colts game is where like it was just like, oh, maybe Taylor exposed their weaknesses on run defense. I don't know, but yeah, it hasn't been great. I mean, Zeke's out touching Pollard is more is out snapping him. It's kind of been the entire case this year, but not as much as you'd think.
Last matchup, there it is.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
No. And what else you got here, Chris? Any guys?
Oh, Diane, I never really kind of thought of a
in
dynasty guy to target because I kind of misunderstood the original question.
As you were
I think
targeting
Sony was a reasonable example. A lot of question marks there.
Pre-NFL draft.
Guys, I want to target pre-NFL draft. Is that what you're saying?
Guys you want to target to trade for pre-NFL draft. Go.
Sony.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. But yeah.
I'd like to look at some tight ends, but...
Yeah, I bet you would.
All right. Yeah, Dawson Knox. He'd probably be expensive though.
But given the season he just had, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but still, I'm keeping an eye out for him if I can swing a big deal for him. Relatively big deal. Oh gosh, dynasty running backs are always at a premium. I already mentioned Sony. I mean, could you make a stab at a Texans guy, like a Houston Texans guy, and just hope for
Brandon Cooks maybe?
No, I mean a running back. I'm sorry, I didn't say that. No, I don't mean like go get David Johnson. I just mean like who do you think is going to end up getting the job for the Texans? If it's a rookie, then it's
Sony Michel, Marlon Mack.
There you go. Kind of the same school of thought there. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's one team that really needs running back help.
It's a volume play. It's a volume play. It's not a good team. I get it, but we're targeting cheap deals.
I mean, guys to target if you need a backup back that you can get for probably pretty cheap. Davis Mills, he's been playing really well towards the end of this season. You know, like I don't like the name, but I think Davis Mills has been playing just good enough that he's making this decision what the heck the Texans are going to do with Deshaun Watson a little bit harder. Like I think they're trading Deshaun Watson regardless because A, Watson doesn't want to be there, and B, yeah. I don't think that the city of Houston wants him there either.
Yep. Looks like he's owned in probably most deep dynasty.
In dynasty, yeah, like, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he's young, he's a rookie, so it's to be expected. So yeah, you could probably
like What's that?
Because whoever, you can probably get him cheap because whoever has him, yeah, I mean, like you said, it's backup quarterback. I'm looking because I need a backup quarterback, Josh. I have nobody behind
I mean,
Mahomes.
it's just an. I mean, if you can get him for, I don't know, what did that person probably get him for? Like a third, you know? Maybe give up a third to get him for a third, you know, that sort of thing.
That's probably paying up as far as the person targeting him. That's paying up, meaning it's not overpaying. It's just, a fourth would be much better, but third's not unheard of because fourth
I
and
don't think
fifth
you're gonna
pick,
get him
round
for a
picks.
fourth, though. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I would certainly not give him up for a fourth.
Maybe during the draft. Maybe during the draft if somebody's like, I want to come up and get this guy, or I have nobody else to take. Here, have my fourth round pick. I don't know.
Yeah. The draft, in draft kind of changes that whole thing,
It does, yeah. But third is more accurate, I think. Third is definitely more accurate.
Yeah. What was I looking up here? Can we find our draft results here? And
how about trying to find a resolution to
Yes.
the Miami running back situation? And
I think they need to nuke it and try it, start over again. That's my personal opinion.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying is maybe Salvin Ahmed is something, or maybe he's not, and they're bringing another guy like a Philip Lindsay or a. Oh, he ended up there. Sorry, we're talking about Texas.
They already
he ended up
him
there.
in.
Well, we went from Texas to the Dolphins, and I kind of forgot he literally moved for that. Just a name like that, Melvin Gordon. Who knows? Like, you start hearing scuttlebutt about Gordon going to Miami. They like to run. Might be worth a pickup. They haven't run well. I get it, but we're talking about kind of bargain shopping here.
Oh, that was the spot where I was hoping
backfield. I like targeting the backfield with a good defense. Go ahead, sir.
Like Sony Michel, Marlon Mack going to Buffalo, or as you just said, Miami. Like
I'd like. To
I don't
see
think
what
Buffalo's
Singletary
looking to
does in the
draft.
playoffs.
I don't think Buffalo's looking to draft necessarily draft a running back, but I think they could if they can get one cheap pre-draft. Yes. Guess where Davis Mills got? This makes. I'll definitely give up a fourth now for him. And maybe you could. He went in the 5th round of our rookie draft.
Well, he wasn't even supposed
towards
to play.
The end of the 5th round too.
Yeah, most folks are set at QB. So, it's a good name to mention, I think. I mean, again, it's bad Texans team, but we're trying to kind of save
bad this year,
save
but
some value.
If they make some off-season moves pre-draft and it's starting to look like a slightly better team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, if the arrow's at least pointing up a little bit for the Texans, then why not take a stab at Davis Mills?
I like it. I like the name.
I
like the couple situations we've mentioned in the Texans and the Dolphins as kind of, hey, you got parts there that could easily be. You plug in a good running back there, that offense takes a step forward. Maybe something happens with Russell Wilson. He goes to Miami and goes to Seattle or something crazy like that. I'm not saying it's happening. I'm just saying, hey, suddenly the receiving weapons are.
It would certainly take Tua involved in the trade to get him to go to acquire.
And I don't hate that for
Wilson.
Seattle either, honestly. That's not such a bad haul, depending on obviously the draft picks and et cetera, what else they get. But
it'd have to be at least 2 first rounds plus 2.
Probably, yeah, like a Watson type of thing they were talking about several months ago or whatever.
The Texans just want a Pirates booty of picks for Deshaun Watson, and it's just like, dude, there's a potential ticking time bomb sitting behind that.
Oh,
Deshaun
get ready
Watson's
for the
holding
off season, man.
back.
That's all we're gonna talk about. I swear.
The one thing is that they could. The only thing about Deshaun Watson that could be said is that he didn't play this entire season. They actively benched him. Granted, he was not suspended, but he also didn't play this entire season. I think he got paid for it too.
You're meaning at the negotiation table when Houston is like, oh, we've got this great thing, give us 2 first-round picks and Tua or whatever. They'll be like, hey,
what
you
about
literally didn't play this guy
I'm talking
year.
about suspension. That the team more or less suspended him for the entire year, and that I think they're hoping that that's going to play
That's
into.
Right. I'm sorry, you're taking a different angle. Yep, I see what you're saying because it's like jail time, like the night you spent. It's like credited time, if you will.
Time
do
served
that.
Is what
time
you're looking
served. Thank
for.
you. Thank you. Correct. Time served. So I think, and they do.
Yeah,
that
I wouldn't
in
know
the
anything
NFL.
about that at all.
He had that term like, no, just. No, it's a very good point, man. It actually is. I kind of wasn't looking at it that way. They do usually do that. The commissioner does. He's like, okay, well, you did the right thing and sat him as a team, so we'll go and chalk that up as a whole year suspension, and he's free and clear.
Maybe
I
they'll
do
slap
not.
on. They might
Yeah.
slap on a few extra games just for punishment. I don't know. But he did he not get paid this entire season to just not do anything?
I guess so.
That's
very frustrating from a fan's perspective.
that's frustrating for
If we ever find out the truth, I hope it was a bunch of. Well, there's too much smoke from that chimney to probably be nothing. But I don't know. For his sake, I kind of hope maybe it was a bunch of what's the term they call it? I don't know. Lies, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But again, too much smoke. I think, at the very least, is not a very good person, if not literally sexual assault. It's going to be a tumultuous offseason, man, with COVID. And I think they did change these protocols recently. I read something where somebody from the kind of the political side of things was like, you know.
They changed it to match the CDC.
Oh, that's what it was. It went down from 10 days to 5 days, maybe? Does that sound right?
That's what the CDC did.
That's why we're seeing these winces and whatnot with a chance to play this morning. Okay. I thought so.
And it was the CDC did it based on, wow, here's to get your COVID news here on a fantasy football.
I was just going to say
stream. No, it's cool. The
CDC
did it based on the fact that like all the new data shows that people are most contagious most likely to transmit the virus within the first 3 days, and that if someone's completely asymptomatic and after 5 days, then they're really not all that. They're probably going to test negative because the Omicron variant is not as strong. It's more contagious, but less strong. So I've heard. Yeah, it's not as severe. So, and I think it runs through your body faster too, especially if you're vaccinated. But even the unvaxxed won't go into that thing. But the unvaxxed folk are even fighting it, or it's running its course through their body quickly and not as severely.
Understood. Well, that's a little bit of good news. That's a little bit of good news. And I'm, again, going back to the Dynasty offseason. It's just maybe this CDC change, this NFL change is a good thing. It makes our starting lineup a little easier set. It makes our job a little easier trying to give good advice. Well, but, you know, as long as everybody stays healthy, that's what we really care about.
Did they have an in-person draft last year?
At all? No, we did not. Because we didn't do
No, and the NFL.
Oh, yeah, there were players there. I know that much, but a lot of players were at home too. I think they kind of, I don't know if they split it down the middle or limited it. The first, I don't know. But I do remember seeing a draft on television. I do remember seeing some players celebrate. I don't remember if they hugged the commissioner or not. Or
I think they
wore
did.
masks.
But they were all masked.
Yes, they were masked, but I think they did get to hug the commissioner, which is kind of a tradition, even though everybody hates him. Whatever.
Well, when you're about to make millions of dollars, you can at least stomach that hate for a little, little bit.
Exactly. It's a great day that those people, those young men, deserve to experience for all their hard work. So I like it. I'm a big draft fan. But that's a little bit of good news on the COVID side of things, that things have loosened up a little bit right now inside this season. But moving forward in Dynasty, the off season, that helps me make some decisions a little easier. On top of that, we've got, what was the other thing I was going to reference? Oh, well, you got the Watson thing. See how that ripples through the league in terms of quarterbacks. We got the Russell Wilson thing.
I think once I got my Dynasty team, I think I made a less than valiant stab at trying to acquire Deshaun Watson.
True, I do remember something about that. Yep. Didn't work.
It wasn't my best effort, but I was also trying to capitalize on, hey, maybe I can just get this guy uber cheap, based on his and everything, right?
That's one of the reasons why I sent so fewer trades this year in Dynasty. Is just like everybody's locked in so much. They're like a player like Watson, or like, who was it? Akers got hurt at the beginning of the year, and it was like, throw out some cheap, not like a bargain basement offer, but like throw an offer to the Watson owner or the Acres owner, and everybody's just like, well, what am I going to do? I stand to gain nothing now by dealing the guy. And they're not entirely wrong, but I was like, you could gain a second round pick.
I got some offers. The Acres manager, once he was injured, was offering him and trying to like acquire Devontae Adams and something else for Cam Akers. I'm like, no. Sorry, Keith, but like
from the other perspective, meaning
like,
he was trying to deal Akers as opposed to.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, I don't want a running back that literally just injured his Achilles, which is, I'm not gonna make a pun about it, but like it's not good for NFL players who injure their Achilles. Like they don't usually come back the same. Yes, it's getting better. It's not. It used to be a career ender. But it didn't work out well for Jimmy Graham. Granted, he was a little bit older than Cam Akers.
Really, Mac is the only
worked out.
RB that's, we just got finished talking. Didn't Mac when he an Achilles guy? I think. I'm almost certain.
I remember. I haven't seen him at all this season, barely. Let me rephrase.
But yeah, he hadn't been a starting running back, to be fair. But at the same time, he hasn't re-injured himself, and he's played a little, very little. Barely. So maybe it's a moot point, but my point is he's the only name that comes to mind for running back.
It was Achilles, wasn't it? Yeah.
Specifically running back that we're keeping an eye on Mac to see if he ends up recovering his career. Let me put it that way. And this year wasn't a whole lot of evidence to show that because he didn't play enough. But hey, maybe it was for the best. Maybe he's still healing up. Maybe no, he wants to play. Well, not by his decision. So. He would be the one I'm kind of looking at, see how well. I can't talk specifically running backs recover because who runs more than running backs? Who uses their legs, their tendons, their hamstrings, their Achilles more than running backs? Maybe linebacker.
You can argue a wide receiver because they're technically running further and more.
Yeah,
all those routes.
Less contact though, although I wouldn't think that would have much to do with Achilles. Unless
Achilles
force pushing back, it could.
Yeah. Let's do a quick pop in on this injury check for James Conner. It says it's game time decision, and the game doesn't start for 4+ hours. Yeah.
Yep. Game time decision.
So
4 hours
dumb.
ago.
5 hours ago. 2 days.
1
hour ago.
Well, again, going back to, and I can remember this referring to my notes, is I made the point that while both teams have a lot to play for, Arizona really has more to play for because if they could win their division and the other team is the Rams, I think, in their division, they're a game behind the Rams or vice versa. It's close. And you got 2 weeks left, including today. So if they could by any chance win their division, they get a home playoff game. So Cardinals have something to play for. So I was going to say, why not rest Connor? What do you have to play for? Well, maybe they want Connor in there to help win the game against a good Dallas team.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're making the playoffs regardless, don't you want your team at the healthiest going to the playoffs, whether it's at home or away?
I think that's up to the head
coach. Connor getting further injured and completely missing playoffs is gonna be less help than him. I don't know. It's a team. I think philosophy,
it's a philosophical thing. It's up to head coach and medical staff and
medical staff, GM a little bit.
If you think you can't win it
front office.
Away, if you've looked at the team you're playing that you would stand to play away, because you could do that math. I don't have it in front of me, but Cardinals could be like, hey, if we end up not hosting a playoff game and we have to play away in the first round, we get, I don't know, the Rams or something.
LA.
Oh, we don't like that matchup, or something. We want to play at home. Connor, if you can go, you're going, type of thing. Not saying it's the right decision. I'm saying that could be what's going through their head.
They might just ask him to be like,
otherwise, why would
Chase Edmonds going to do everything other than
I think that's kind of to your point, Josh, is if with no Connor and Edmonds has to do everything, maybe Edmonds gets too much work and he gets hurt. And now you're right back where you started. It could work both ways. And I also think players and coaches do not go into games second guessing whether or not they will or will not get hurt ever. And if they do, they shouldn't be out there. But your point is still valid from a personnel perspective. If they want to manage it in such a way, they could stand to be better off healthier, home or away. Who gives a darn? But I'm leaning
Chris,
a
I
little
have a
bit the other way.
confession to make.
You give a
I
darn.
have a confession to make here.
What's that?
I'm a real horrible person for confessing this, and I know this
Uh-oh.
makes me a bad person. This is pretty bad.
Mm-mm.
Pretty bad.
Uh-oh.
I was deep down in my soul, deep down. You know, I'm a Jonathan Taylor enthusiast. That really sounded a lot better in my brain. I have a Jonathan Taylor jersey. I love my stupid Colts.
Colts fan, yep.
I was kind of hoping he got COVID this week.
So he could rest.
Just
Because you're
this
playing
1
against
week.
because you're playing Keith. That's why.
Yeah,
Awful.
and it's an amazing matchup too against the Raiders. I was like, oh man,
I
just
hope he
1
scores
week.
50 points against you for saying that. Karma.
I so deserve it, dude.
Not even just that, Joshua. The fantasy community as a whole wants this man to go out and dominate in the championship round.
Yeah,
I understand. What a monster, says Wonder Tech.
I'm a terrible person.
Wonder Tech had COVID. You just wished COVID upon Jonathan Taylor. How dare you?
I
dare you.
said deep down.
You
There's a
earlier did.
little.
Just
There's a little.
A little skosh. Just a little.
And you know what? I think I'm the brave one for admitting the same thing that everyone that's going up against Jonathan Taylor was hoping this week.
Good point. I've definitely been the same way with typical injuries and big name
it
players.
was probably like 3 or 4 years ago. I was going up against. I was having an amazing fantasy season. This is the year that I won the championship
Lamar?
by like point.
And you were up against
0.5,
Lamar,
6
maybe?
points. No. That was the year after. That was the year after this one. I was having a great. I was having a great fantasy year, but I was going up against a team that was doing really well as well. And I'm like, man, Aaron Rodgers he was going up against some like really cream kite matchup or whatever. And I was like, man, I just need Aaron Rodgers to like stub his toe in this game, and I'll be fine. You know what happened to Aaron Rodgers in that game? He broke his collarbone
Oh.
and missed the rest of the year.
I guess to your point,
Yeah.
because of the player in this particular instance and the particular injury, I almost want to stand up and applaud. Although it already happened in the past, I get it. Like, I genuinely dislike Aaron Rodgers. And yes, it's because Dallas fan, but also yes, because he's an angry SOB. But hey, whatever, you know. Yeah, it's just not a nice guy either. He's also dishonest. But other than that, you know, in terms of fantasy, yeah, that's pretty bad.
Did you see that thing that I posted on? It might have been New Year's Eve, maybe the day before.
What's that?
It was. I put it in Discord.
Oh,
that
sorry.
thing that
yeah.
you never participate in.
I know. For good reason. I have, you know, as we often have discussions, you know, trying to get other things done. So I try not to focus on Discord and things like that. Like playing video games, watching streams, and chatting on Discord. It all adds up. It takes time.
Here, okay.
I'll get back to it, though.
This is from like Idiots of 2021 or whatever, some article I came across on the internet. Tom Brady, all-time underrated idiot, who only rescued Antonio Brown's career, but not only did he rescue Antonio Brown's career, but threw a tantrum as a grown-ass 45-year-old man while getting shut out. I was like, yeah, sorry, Wonder Tech, but Tom Brady's not my favorite quarterback in the world. I was like, yes.
Shut out. Brady threw the fit.
Yeah, did you not hear about this? ZC commented on it, and he didn't hear
Oh,
about
I
it
did.
either.
As it came across the notifications, I saw something about a fit about
It
Brady.
was against like the Bills or something. I don't remember what team it was, but I was just like, he was getting shut out, and he threw a fit on the sideline, like broke one of those stupid Microsoft Service tablet things, and got fined for it. And I was like, yep. Good. And then he went home to his supermodel wife, and everything was all good again.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, hey, at least he got reprimanded for it, because far too often people watch, you know, the starting quarterback for XYZ, the starting quarterback for XYZ team blows up on the sideline, but anytime some diva wide receiver blows up on the sideline, it's like, oh, what a horrible teammate. Oh, he's so bad. Oh, and it's like, didn't Peyton Manning just chew some dude out like told him he needs to like leave his wife and go live in a gutter. He's such a horrible football
What?
player. Like Peyton Manning is ruthless. Period. So is Brady. Like I'm not playing favorites here, and I'm making it up too, but it's also it's a thing that happens. Far too often it seems as though the diva wide receiver gets all the, oh, he's such a bad teammate and he wants the ball when the quarterback is like Brady is throwing a fit, getting shut out and chewing people out. Hey, he wants to win. He's a competitor. He's the best competitor ever. Michael Jordan, Tom Brady. Yeah, we're really not nice people. Like, we're really bad people, actually. But hey, we got a ring.
You shut your mouth. Michael Jordan is a saint.
Just, I'm making a point.
With his Hitler mustache.
Tom Brady isn't my favorite either, says Wonder Tech. Going back a couple
Yeah.
comments, he said he's just recovering. We did get that from the COVID. He said, COVID is no joke. Are you vaccinated, sir? If not, you should be.
He can't get vaccinated for what is it, like 3 months?
Yeah, I was gonna comment on that too. Although you are picking up some natural immunity. Some folks are going as far. I say some folks incorrectly are saying that Omicron is nature's vaccination for COVID, and I'm like, let's not play around with this stuff, folks. Let's do the right thing. But anyway.
I like it when people are like, "Oh, I had COVID back, like a year and a half ago, and so I'm good." I'm like, no, I mean, think about it like this: when you get the flu, you can get the flu again because it's a different strain of flu that you're getting. You're never getting the same. You never actually usually get the same flu strain twice because there's millions of strains.
Hence why a friend of mine got COVID twice. Both previous variants, not Omicron. Delta.
Right, you're just getting different variants, and even then, like different variants, there's still like subtleties in the same variant, and blah blah blah. Waterdeck says he's fully vaxxed 8 months ago, no booster. Yeah,
booster would have helped, but it's not like, I mean, the percentages are still hugely in your favor with the first 2 shots.
Last year, it was you had to wait 3 months after you got COVID before you get vaccinated.
Where kids find WonderTech, I would ask real quick, and any older relatives near you for the holidays.
And this is WonderTech, and
well, of course, yeah. Just specifically, I was thinking young and old, especially old, elderly, mom, dad, grandpas, etc. I just hope it didn't ruin his holidays or anything. I mean, ruin. He's got a great family. He's thankful for it. I'm just saying, if he couldn't have his parents over, something silly
don't put words
like
in his mouth. Maybe he's not thankful.
I'm asking. Anyway. Trying to think what I have to get done today, and so I can maybe watch a little football, play a little. Rest of my family's fine. Good.
Excellent.
Anything else on the docket for today, Josh? 11:12, not too bad.
When do you want to record next?
Oh yeah, we need to do a little housekeeping, so to speak. As folks may have heard from the big show Friday, we're gonna do some recapping. Week 18. I think I was leaning towards Sunday. It'll be a shorter show. We'll be recording it and putting it out on YouTube and audio
on the weekends.
Podcast.
On the weekends, not on like
the last day
Thursday
of the
night,
weekend.
Friday morning. Yeah.
But, yeah.
Like,
we'll be
like on the weekends. Maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday it'll come out, but sometime over the weekend, it'll just be recap.
Some good looking back on the season, some good looking forward, especially maybe a little dynasty.
We'll take a break in there, probably like right before the NFL, and maybe do a couple shows after, and then take another break because the off season is it's a lot of BS. And until something really happens,
it's just as soon as
I don't want to talk about BS. I will on stream, but like I don't want to record a show that's about BS.
Mm-hmm.
Like great talking points for a stream, but not for a recorded show. But yeah, we'll be having content out, and one of us will do audio, the other do video, or we'll both be doing both in the off season. Content will be coming out one way or the other.
We'll just probably take a break. I don't know, right after Super Bowl or something. It's usually February-ish. It just dies, like you said, a lot of BS.
Well, I mean, but during that, I want to do some content about individual players, or just real short, and maybe it'll just be me, maybe it'll just be you, Maybe we'll combine forces on one or something and just have a kind of a nice,
Like the Wonder
interesting
Friends
discussion.
with Wonder Tech in the house. Get it? Wonder Friends. Isn't it the Wonder Friends? Yeah, the ones who did the ring. Ching.
That's Wonder Twins.
Oh gosh, darn it.
It's like Zan and Jan or something.
That's
like
right.
that,
And the
remember?
monkey, don't remember his name. He was the true star
Was
of the
it
show.
Gleep? Something like that.
Ooh, man,
Gleep
he's on
or something?
fire today, folks. I think it was Gleep.
That might have been the monkey from Space Ghost. I can't remember. There was a monkey called Gleep in either Super Friends or Space Ghost. I don't remember which. Yeah, I've seen some old cartoons. I did not know there was
I've
a
seen
Plastic
all of
Man
them. I just
cartoon.
don't remember.
I think you have. I mean, you told me about
Oh,
some
I've
that I didn't even know
watched-
existed. I was like,
Yeah, I
whoa.
watched Super Friends a lot.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
That show's dumb.
Gleek. Oh, that's what I used to do to people in school once I learned how to do it. Gleek. What did you say?
Gleep.
Close enough. I'm going to look up the Space Ghost. I almost said Space Ghost Ghost. Space Ghost Monkey now.
It
That's
was
not how you
Gleek.
spell that.
Oh, I thought that was. I'm like, I know that's that thing that you do with, whatever.
No, that's what I said. It was
That's
Gleek.
gross.
That's what's his name. Blip.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
you put
I'm
them
like,
together. You put them together. You did Glip. Or Gleep. You did Gleep. It's Blip and Gleek. Blip. Oh, that's great.
I thought that one of them was Blip too, but I wasn't.
I think it's so hilarious. There's an entire generation that only knows Space Ghost from Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and I'm like, no, it was a real thing. Like, yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast is amazing and probably is better, but
I could never watch it. I don't know why. I just never
the
got
actual
into
Space
it.
Ghost or it's Coast
No,
to
Space
Coast?
Ghost. Well,
Oh,
the
I
original
definitely
Space Ghost is dumb as crap too. But like
But that's not what you were talking about. Yeah, yeah. No,
Space
Space
Ghost
Ghost was
Coast
one of my
Coast, I
favorite
was just like,
superheroes.
I couldn't ever. I don't know. Like it seemed like something I would enjoy, and I was just like, I think this is kind of boring. I don't know. Like I really don't understand why.
I liked it, but no, I haven't seen it in 10 years or more. It's.
I was always like envious of people that are like, yeah, I really like Space Ghost Coast to Coast. I'm like, I wish.
Did you ever
I
watch
was.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force?
Yeah, that show's dumb.
Okay, so apparently that type of humor and animation is not for you, so because it's kind of similar.
There's some good episodes of Aqua Teen, but like,
Oh yeah, I would laugh in my.
there was also some that I'm just like, man, this is.
Again, I haven't revisited it in years. There was, I can't confidently say at one point as a little, hardware down in Texas, little 6, 7, 8 years, somewhere around there. Space Ghost was probably I probably liked Space Ghost more than Batman at one point. I thought he was freaking cool. I loved it. Run around
What?
run around the living room with, I don't know, find something to put on my wrist and a cape and be like, pew, shoot with his little butt push thing. Yeah, man.
And then
Big
I don't
Space
know
Ghost
which
fan.
one. I don't know which one first, but like Birdman and Space Ghost, more or less the same thing.
Yep, very good point. In fact, I liked them both. I mean, I like Space Ghost better, but yeah, it was a takeoff.
Did you ever watch Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law?
Yeah, that was a takeoff from, or literally the same character, right? It just was a comedic Cartoon Central take on it. Yeah,
But it was
Pretty
but Birdman was an attorney, not an attorney, not a talk show host. And that show, oh my god, that show was so dumb and hilarious. It was great.
it's interesting that you like Harvey Birdman, dumb and hilarious, but you like Space Ghost Coast to Coast or Aqua Teen Hunger Force. But hey,
Yeah,
different strokes,
don't-
different folks.
Yeah,
They're
yeah, man.
similar
I
in
just,
some ways.
I'm like, yeah.
Archer, obviously not a 80s
I've
cartoon hero, but Archer's.
I saw like
same-
one episode of it, and I got so far behind that I just gave up. Like I'm like I feel like I need to like start
It's
from
not
the
my cup of
beginning,
tea.
and
It's not my cup of tea, but I could give it a
Oh.
shot. I don't know.
I never really gave it a shot. So I was just like,
Space Ghost.
I don't have good or bad decision or opinion on Archer. It's a very, I don't know. Never really watched it.
I could see how it would be funny. Now I'm looking up Space Ghost versus Batman, just because. Because there should be one where they like fight each other or something.
I don't think so.
No, I don't either. Well, I don't think Space Ghost was ever a comic book guy either. I think he was just a cartoon guy.
Oh, they probably put out a comic here or there, but never a long run.
Mm-hmm.
Never a.
Here it is. Yeah, I think he's in an episode of Space Ghost or something.
What really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's Cartoon Network. This looks newer, not like recent, but like newer than the old Space Ghost show. Batman's got like these jet wings because he's in space or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yep.
Jan and yeah. Okay, so that's enough Space Ghost talk. Yeah, let's skedaddle. I got things I got to do. But yes, as we were just touching on, folks, we'll still be putting out content for several more weeks. It feels like.
How did we get from that to Space Ghost?
I was going down memory lane with Space Ghost. I'll admit it. I was like, oh, I love Space Ghost. And even the show, like, God, that's like from the 2000s. The Space Ghost Coast to Coast, when that came around, I was all about it.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
There you go. Oh man, hilarious. But since then, not so much. But yeah, so we'll still be putting out weekly content. We'll definitely be putting out some recap shows, talking about some players. That'll be kind of in your traditional YouTube recorded format, podcast recorded format. But as Josh just alluded to, after maybe a break, we'll start kind of hitting it in a couple of different ways. Experiment with some content in terms of just podcast, maybe dividing and conquer. Who knows? But we'll be active after we take a break immediately after Super Bowl. Until then, please tune in next week. Look for more recap and off-season content as opposed to the usual format. And hey, maybe we'll get a couple streams in there to play some video games or something fun like that. Who knows? Until then, you got anything else you need to say, Josh?
Yes, I wish everyone the best of luck if you're in your championships, and if you're not, well, hopefully you're playing for something at least this week other than your own honor. I think that's a good PSA of like in our keeper league, I kind of made it to the point where like if you weren't in the or if you weren't in the playoffs, but you were at least playing for like your draft position the next year or choosing where you want to, because not everyone wants the first overall pick.
I've always liked that.
It was something. It was an idea that I came across somewhere or thought up that I was just like, just to keep people involved, like, and there were times like going into the next the next fantasy draft, the next year's fantasy draft, where the person who won the consolation bracket didn't take the first overall pick. It was a lot of times it wasn't the first overall pick.
Really, that was one of the things I liked best about it was I could, as a sure a losing team, but as a non-playoff team, I could pick and choose where I draft in that which slot I draft in, and we also had keepers, so it was like we knew what round value the keeper was. You could kind of do a little bit of a predicting. It could work in your advantage. But yeah, that's a good point. Set your lineups.
Yes. Anyways, like I said, best of luck to everyone this week. Stay tuned for some more episodes of recaps. Like Chris said, we'll be putting content out. There won't just be a 8-month dead period for Amazing Fantasy Football. So,
not at all.
Yeah.
Until then, good luck, folks.
Hasta luego.